What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over what is the most underrated weapon in Fortnite Season 3, and that is going to be the auto shotgun. This weapon has been underrated pretty much ever since Chapter 3 started, but I know a lot of you started playing last season, at least a lot of my viewers started playing last season because of the addition of Zero Build. And last season, the auto shotgun pretty much just got hard ignored because the drum shotty was just better at most fights where the auto shotty was going to be good at. But with the drum shotty gone, I feel like a lot of you probably will enjoy using the auto shotgun. So if you've been struggling in Season 3 or don't really know what you want to use, the auto shotgun might be it. If you guys do enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more. Comment down below which shotgun is your favorite so far this season. So between the pump shotgun, the auto shotgun, and the two-shot shotgun, let me know which is your favorite. And if you guys do want to watch me live stream on Twitch, I stream every day. It'll be linked down in the description down below. So for starters, first thing I want to cover with the auto shotty is that it was buffed last season, but no one really paid attention to the buff because, like I said, it was kind of hard countered by the drum shotgun existing. But last season, it got minimum pellet hit count increased from 3 to 4. It got increased damage and increased headshot damage. And that minimum pellet hit count increase is actually really huge because one of the things that people do not like about the auto shotty is that it's pretty inconsistent, and that is caused by how large the spread is of the pellets. Like if you look at the reticle size of the auto shotgun, it's significantly larger than that of the striker pump, and that means your pellets have more room in your reticle to disperse, and that makes the gun more inconsistent. And it also doesn't have the best range, and that also plays into the inconsistency. So getting a minimum pellet increase from 3 to 4 basically means even if you hit 1 pellet, you get 4 pellets worth of damage. If you hit 2 pellets, you get 4 pellets worth of damage, and so on. If you hit 4, you get 4. If you get 5, you hit 5. But the minimum damage you can get is 4 pellets, and this is huge because it just goes to add to the weapon's consistency. And I think the large spread of the auto shotgun is another thing that kind of just plays into it being inconsistent because a lot of people are using it wrong, and they're going straight for headshots. I should have a clip here showing myself aiming at a bot and what I mean by this. But if you put the dot in the center of your reticle on the opponent's head, you will get a headshot, guaranteed. But if you look, the top half of your crosshair just isn't even on the opponent at all. So any pellets that end up on that part of the crosshair are not going to hit the target. I feel like it's better with the auto shotgun to maybe put the dot on like the lower neck, upper neck, whatever. That way the top of your reticle is still on the person and you hit more pellets to the body. You might hit less pellets to the head, but you're going to hit more pellets overall, and that's going to result in much higher damage. I think this has been one of the biggest problems that a lot of Fortnite players face, is that they go straight for headshots and then they're like, oh my god, these shotguns are so inconsistent. But the reason for that is because they're going straight for the headshot, so half the reticle isn't even on the opponent and they're missing like half of their pellets. It's better to hit more pellets to the person and maybe hit a few less to the head rather than hit like 3 pellets to the head and like 2 to the body. It'd be better off hitting like 2 to the head and like 7 to the body or whatever. You know what I mean? That math doesn't add up. I think the shotguns have 8 pellets per, but you get what I'm saying. You want to maximize how many pellets are hitting the target while also getting some to get headshots. That way you get extra damage. And if you are close enough to the person, then sure, you could just go straight for the headshot. But if you're not barrel stuffing them with the auto shotty, you probably want your dot, the dot that's in the center of your reticle, lower neck, maybe mid neck, just depending on how it pans out. But I should have had a clip showing how that works versus a bot. I think the auto shotty works well in both zero build and normal modes. I prefer it more in zero build. Like I like the pump more for both game modes, but if I had to use the auto shotty for some reason, I would rather play zero build than normals. But it does work out quite well in normals as well, especially for box fighting, because if an opponent resets a wall or a wall is weak, you could just shoot it with the auto shotgun and take that wall really easily, which is something you can do with the striker pump. It's just awkward to do because the fire rate of the striker pump isn't that good. So if you shotgun take somebody's wall, you can't edit and then pump them right away just because of the lower fire rate. But with the auto shotty, you could shotgun take that wall, edit immediately, and then get shots on them. And then in the zero build mode, one thing that's nice about it is it kind of frees you up to not use an SMG. And I know a lot of you have been like kind of asking or commenting like, I don't know what to take between like a heavy sniper and mobility. I want to use both. And I think the auto shotty can definitely help you out in that regard, because if you want to use an assault rifle plus mobility plus a sniper plus heals, obviously, plus a shotgun, the auto shotty fits that. You can kind of ditch the SMG if you're using the auto shotty and still have somewhat of a viable loadout. This is, like I said, if you want to be able to take advantage of things like a sniper and mobility or the chug cannon. The chug cannon consumes 2 inventory slots. It's pretty nice to have somebody in your squad carrying this. but it can get awkward for that person to really make that work in your inventory. And maybe dropping your SMG, taking the auto shotty, which is a little more reliable without a follow-up weapon, can be the solution. And if your aim is good, the auto shotty will put down targets incredibly fast. I should have had some clips playing in this video from zero build and normals, and a lot of times in zero build, even with the overshield, I was two-tapping people with it today. If you have good aim and you have good shots, you do a lot of damage with the auto shotty. Personally, I would still want to use an SMG with this weapon. I wouldn't just recommend not using an SMG with the auto shotty, even though you wouldn't be swapping back and forth as much with like you would with the pump. It's really nice to have the SMG because the auto shotgun's range is just really, really bad, and that's its like main limiting factor is how terrible its range is. So if you're in a fight with somebody and then they kind of like are backing away from you, or they somehow get away from you to the point where they're no longer in auto shotty range, being able to swap to like the combat SMG or the hammer AR and still deal damage to them in that fight and still be useful in that fight is really beneficial. But the closer you are to the opponent, the auto shotty, the better it does. So you don't necessarily need an SMG because the gun has a really high fire rate. I basically just use the SMG to like fix the range, or fix how much the range actually impacts the auto shotgun for me. So that is going to be it for this video. I just kind of wanted to talk about the auto shotty, some of its strengths, explain why a lot of people think it's more inconsistent than it is, and that's mainly because, like I was saying, half of their reticle isn't even on the person when they're shooting, and then they're confused as to why they're getting low damage, and that's why. Just maximize how much of the opponent is in your reticle, and you will hit more pellets on them and you will get more damage. Even if you have to only go for body shots and not hit any to the head, it's going to be better off because it's not like you need to one-tap somebody with the auto shotty, you know? If you had the choice between 3 body shots and getting a guaranteed kill, or going for headshots and maybe taking 4 or 5 shots because you're not hitting very many pellets and not getting very much damage, obviously it'd be better to just go for the body shots and get the consistent damage. And I feel like that is one of the things that a lot of people kind of get wrong with the auto shotty because they just go straight for headshots. The drum shotty was kind of the same way because the weapon was so inconsistent. And if you are someone who's been struggling in season 3 with the removal of the drum shotty, the auto shotty might be the solution for you. It is a high fire rate shotgun. It isn't as busted as the drum shotty, but once you get the hang of it, it's just as effective in my opinion, if not more effective, because it's not as one-dimensional and it has a little bit more range. Build mode, I think it's good. Like I said, it's just you have to play really aggro with it. It has not as much range as a striker pump, and it's not as consistent as a striker pump, and that makes it difficult to use in build fights and box fights. One thing I would like to see them do to make the auto shotty more viable in build mode is increase the damage to walls that it does. This is like the main distinguishing factor between the auto shotgun and the tactical shotgun, is that the tactical shotgun did more damage to walls, and that made it more reliable for shotgun taking walls like I was talking about before. And when you're able to consistently shotgun take walls in a box fight, you are a problem to deal with for your opponent. But that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys found it informative or helpful. Try out the auto shotgun and let me know down in the comments below what your favorite shotgun has been so far in Season 3. Thanks for watching.